That's why I said, when you learn something, learn it to the core. Why should we waste a lot of time into multiple research, multiple reading, Googling and all? Okay, if the entire information is available on a single platform, that is more than sufficient. Okay, let's have a look into this Mauryan architecture, Mauryan pillar versus Achaemenian pillar or this Persian pillar. So this is something an important topic for your prelims, and obviously it is important for your mains GS1 and history optional. Compare and contrast the architectural features of this Achaemenian pillar and this Ashokan pillar architecture. Okay, the similarities or dissimilarities. Or UPSC may ask the question like this: how this Ashokan pillar architecture influenced by the Persian art or Persian architecture? Okay, that way also UPSC asks the questions. So let's have a look into this Mauryan or Ashokan pillar versus Achaemenian or Persian pillar. Okay, you can have a look into the images shown here. Ashokan pillar or Mauryan pillar, its shaft is well smooth. I mean, it is well polished and it has a smooth surface. Shaft, if you check the shaft is, having a smooth surface. It is having an inverted lotus-shaped capital and abacus and lion standing back to back. Then when it comes to Persian pillar, you can see the surface of the shaft, it is having the grooves or the channels you can notice here. I mean, it is not having a smooth polished surface. Many differences are there. Let's see what are the similarities and differences. Yes, when it comes to similarities, have a look into the similarities. Yes, the first one, let's notice that there are two words, which is Dibi, Libi. These two words, they commonly appear in the inscriptions of Ashoka and in the Persian inscriptions of Darius. Okay, so these two words, Dibi, Libi, these are some two words which commonly appear in the inscriptions of Ashoka the Great and Darius, the Persian emperor. Okay, on the pillar inscriptions, we can see these two words commonly appear. Then, second thing is regarding its narration. Regarding the narration, it will start with the third person, then it gradually it moves to first person. Regarding the narration of the inscriptions, let's see that starting with the third person, then moving to the first person. That is again a similarity in case of these Ashokan inscriptions and the Persian inscription. Okay, let's see on the pillar inscriptions. Yes, the narration start with the third person, then moving to first person. Then obviously the pillar inscriptions. And this pillar architecture, let us say, or pillar art, let us say, they used for inscribing the proclamations or the royal ordinances or royal orders or royal, what is called the informations. Okay, so inscribing the proclamations on the pillars, that is common to this Persian art, or that is common to Persian architecture and this Mauryan architecture. Here the pillar architecture or art that is used for, yes, inscribing the proclamations or royal ordinances or royal orders. The common sculptures appear, like for example, the image or the motifs of lotus and these lions, etc. Some common animals or images which appear on the pillar art of Ashoka and this Persian pillar art also. Then they are made up of these stones. So these are some common similarities which you have to take care. UPSC in the prelims also, they can interchange these similarities, dissimilarities, and they may confuse you. So be very solid, be very strong with these basic concepts. What are the similarities? Now let's have a look into the dissimilarities. Dissimilarities, okay. Mauryan, yes. Now let's see the dissimilarities or the differences, okay. Yes, the differences. When it comes to differences, you please notice few things. One is definitely Mauryan top abacus. Okay, Mauryan pillar or Ashokan pillar. This is having that abacus. a circular or cylindrical abacus, which is mostly missing from this Persian pillar art or pillar architecture. Okay, Ashokan pillars are having abacus. On abacus, you can see the animals are rotating in a clockwise direction, and they are intersected by, separated by this, what is called a Dhamma chakra wheel. Okay, that spoke to wheel. So anyway, that is spoke to wheel. So that is a common, that is a unique feature of this Mauryan architecture or this Ashokan pillar architecture or pillar art. Okay. Now, Ashokan pillar or Ashokan pillar art means definitely it is an epigraphic monument. This is not for supporting the roof of any palace or temple structures. These are independent structures, and Ashokan pillars or Mauryan pillars, they are erected as epigraphic monuments. The basic purpose was definitely that is for inscribing the proclamations or inscriptions or the message of Dhamma, and that is to educate or acknowledge the masses. Okay, so these are epigraphic monuments. Ashokan pillars were epigraphic monuments, but the Persian pillars, they were part of this architecture or part of these palaces, temples, etc. Now, shaft of Ashokan pillar were monolithic. Another feature, Ashokan pillar, the shaft you can see as it is shown in the image. This is made up of a single rock or single stone. The shaft, the main shaft or column of this pillar, that is made up of a single rock piece. But in this Persian pillar, you can see that is made up of this shaft portion, that is made up of these multiple pieces. Okay, multiple pieces of stone joined together, and that formed the shaft of the pillar, column of the pillar. But Ashokan pillar, that is of single rock piece. Now again, Ashokan pillars or Mauryan pillars, and its shaft outer surface, it is very smooth. It is finely polished, and it is finely polished, and it is very smooth. The outer surface of the shaft is very smooth. But this Persian pillar or Achaemenian pillar, they are with the grooves. As it is shown in the image, you can see the channels on the surface, outer surface of the pillar. Okay, that is a feature of Achaemenian pillar, Persian pillar. The shaft of the Ashokan pillars tapered from bottom to top. They are not having a uniform radius, but these Persian pillars are having that uniform radius from top to bottom. But Ashokan pillars, you can see that they are tapering from bottom to top. Okay, they are tapering from bottom to top. So that is a feature of Ashokan pillar. But this Persian pillar, they are having a uniform radius from this bottom to top. Ashokan pillars, they are erected to inscribe the inscriptions of Ashoka or to spread the message of Dhamma. Persian pillars were part of architecture. They were basically for supporting the roof. Ashokan pillars are independent structures. You can see they're mostly placed, erected on highways or in front of the monasteries or these public houses, so that the people, the pilgrims, they have to read the inscriptions and the messages of Dhamma, they must follow this. Okay, so they are independent structures. Persian pillars are part of the palaces. Then Ashokan pillars dug into earth without any base. Ashokan pillars are not having any base. Okay, but these Persian pillars are having a bell-shaped base. Then Persian pillars were older than these Ashokan pillars. Okay, so what I am saying is, you just go through the features, the similarities and dissimilarities between Ashokan pillars and the Persian pillars. Let's have a look into this question. Consider following statements. The Mauryan pillars stand on bases either shaped like a bell or plain rectangular or circular block. This is not a feature of Mauryan pillar. This is a feature of Persian pillar. Okay. So this is a feature of Persian pillar. Mauryan pillars, they do not stand on bases, bell-shaped bases or plain rectangular or circular bases, Persian pillar, Mauryan pillar don't have such kind of bases, okay? But Persian pillar, they have the bases, either cylindrical or circular or rectangular bases. Persian pillars are having, Mauryan pillars don't have such base, okay? Now most of the Ashokan pillars have a fluted surface while Persian pillars are smooth. This is again interchanged, Most of Ashokan pillars are having smooth surface. That shaft or column, its outer surface is very smooth, polished, but the Persian pillars are having that fluted surface. Okay, so they are also interchanged. So which is correct asked here? So our answer will be D, neither one nor two. Also, in the mains, they may ask about the differences. The differences between this Mauryan pillar and Persian pillar. Or they can ask the questions like how this like a Persian pillar architecture, how this Persian pillar architecture influenced, how it influenced Persian pillar architecture, how it influenced this Mauryan pillar architecture. This way also they ask the questions. Okay. So take care. In the prelims and mains, and obviously in the optional also, this is a very potential question. So just to learn the basics of this or basic differences and similarities between Persian pillar and obviously this Ashokan pillar. Okay, that is again very important for you. Now moving on to the next topic.